Welcome to Bloodstained Stories, where we dive deep into the dark and gripping world of true crime. I'm your host, Joseph, and today we're exploring one of the most daring and famous heists in British history, the Great Train Robbery of 1963. In the early hours of August 8th, a gang of robbers executed a meticulously planned operation, stopping a Royal Mail train and making off with over £2.6 million, equivalent to around £53 million today. Join me as we unravel the details of this audacious crime, introduce the key players, and examine the investigation that followed. Are you ready to journey into the heart of true crime? Let's get started. In the early hours of August 8, 1963, a crime was committed that would capture the imagination of the public and law enforcement alike for decades. The Great Train Robbery, as it came to be known, was a meticulously planned and audacious heist that resulted in the theft of £2.6 million, equivalent to over £50 million today, from a Royal Mail train. The robbery, characterized by its precision and scale, became one of the most famous crimes in British history, leading to a massive manhunt and the eventual capture of most of the perpetrators. The Royal Mail train, traveling from Glasgow to London, was a prime target for thieves due to the large amounts of cash it transported. The mastermind behind the robbery, Bruce Reynolds, along with a gang of seasoned criminals, spent months planning the heist. They studied train schedules, recruited skilled accomplices, and even constructed a hideout to lay low after the robbery. The gang's preparation included tampering with the railway signals to stop the train at a specific location, Berdago Bridge, near Ledburn in Buckinghamshire. This level of organization and detail was unprecedented and played a crucial role in the temporary success of their plan. In the early hours of August 8, 1963, the gang, consisting of 15 men, put their plan into action. They tampered with the signal lights, turning a green light to red, which brought the train to a halt. The train's driver, Jack Mills, was attacked and overpowered, sustaining head injuries that left him unconscious. The gang then uncoupled the engine and the first two carriages, which contained the high-value packages, and moved them to a more secluded spot. Once there, they quickly loaded 120 bags of cash, containing £2.6 million, into a waiting truck. The entire operation was carried out with military-like precision and was completed in under 30 minutes. The gang then retreated to their hideout, Leatherslade Farm, to divide the spoils and plan their escape. The investigation into the Great Train Robbery was one of the largest in British history. The police were initially baffled by the efficiency and scale of the operation. However, their breakthrough came from a combination of forensic evidence left at Leatherslade Farm and the loose lips of some gang members. Leatherslade Farm proved to be the robbers' undoing. Despite their initial plans to clean up thoroughly, they left behind crucial evidence, including fingerprints and items that could be traced back to the gang. Additionally, the sheer number of people involved increased the likelihood of someone making a mistake or talking too much. Key members of the gang, including Bruce Reynolds, Gordon Goody, Buster Edwards, and Charlie Wilson, were eventually identified and arrested. The trials that followed were sensational, drawing immense media attention and public interest. The trial of the Great Train Robbers began in January 1964 and lasted until April of that year. 11 men were convicted and received sentences ranging from 20 to 30 years. The severity of the sentences reflected the judge's view of the crime as an unprecedented attack on the British postal system and public trust. Despite their capture and imprisonment, the legend of the Great Train Robbery continued to grow. Several members of the gang managed to escape from prison, most notably Ronnie Biggs, whose subsequent life on the run and eventual capture became part of the enduring mythos of the robbery. The Great Train Robbery had a lasting impact on both the public and the authorities. It highlighted vulnerabilities in the security of valuable goods in transit and led to changes in how such transports were conducted. The heist also captured the public's imagination, with the robbers often being seen as folk heroes who had executed a daring and intelligent plan against a faceless institution. Books, films, and documentaries about the robbery have kept the story alive, each adding to the mythology surrounding the event. The cultural impact of the Great Train Robbery is evident in its frequent references in popular media and its enduring place in the annals of criminal history. The Great Train Robbery of 1963 remains one of the most audacious and famous heists in history. The meticulous planning, the execution, and the subsequent manhunt and trials create a story rich with intrigue and drama. While the robbers' actions were criminal and caused significant harm, their story continues to fascinate as a testament to human ingenuity and the complex interplay between crime and society. Reflecting on the Great Train Robbery, we are reminded of the fine line between audacity and criminality, and the enduring appeal of tales that challenge the established order. The legacy of this infamous heist continues to captivate and serve as a powerful narrative of one of the most extraordinary crimes of the 20th century. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Bloodstained Stories as we delved into the audacious and legendary Great Train Robbery of 1963. If you found this deep dive into one of Britain's most infamous heists fascinating, please subscribe and leave a review. Your support helps us bring more in-depth true crime stories to you. Follow us on social media for updates and behind-the-scenes content. Have a theory or a case you'd like us to cover? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the mysteries of the true crime world.